Same, what?
Mine's August 5th. August 7th. Julie's November 7th.
This ends up dropping, we're fucking booking it and grabbing it. Alright.
Your mom's is... Florida man, drunk and naked, allegedly set house on fire and failed cookie baking attempt.
These can't be real.
Dude, they're all real. They're all from... This is a
Is
thing.
this the same retard just jumped from doing all this stuff?
You put that under your like?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Like always when you sit?
Majority of the time.
Let's see. When's your brother's birthday? Let's just do that.
Why don't you just pick random days of the year at this point?
April 12th.
April 12th. That's funnier if you know in person. April 12th.
We gotta get this podcast kicking. We're on right now, actually.
We're live.
Always late.
Is this going to be part of the episode?
Yeah, of course. It always is. This is episode 7. 2 athletes.
Florida
And
man.
Mike.
Florida man arrested
Hello?
outside
Testing?
Olive
Testing?
Garden after eating pasta belligerently.
How do you eat pasta
belligerently?
Just like shoveling it.
Yeah,
This is
no spoon or fork.
kind of how I eat it.
Placed under arrest for
Julie would've
disorderly
tested that.
intoxication. However, before being placed in handcuffs, officers gave Padgett a paper towel so he could wipe the pasta off his face. Began violently twisting his body, kicking his legs, and smashing his head against the metal cage. Yeah.
This is fascinating, but episode's on, sir.
Is it now?
Pay attention. Distracted by the new scenery we have on.
That's the thing, man. People on their cell phones, they no respect for the world.
Do you ever get
Distracted.
Yeah.
Do you ever get Instagram things from Elsa Helps?
No.
So this was funny.
Is that a
so
person?
every time I post something, there's this like company called Elsa Helps and wants to sell me followers.
Yeah.
But so here we
How
go.
much money have you
So
spent on it?
my name is Troy, and I'm the director of my social media marketing firm, Elsa Helps. Next one. My name is Chad, and I'm the executive of my Instagram marketing firm, Elsa Helps. Next
My name
one.
is Brad.
My name is Logan, and I'm the executive of my social media marketing firm, Elsa Helps. Next one. My name is Joe, and I'm the head of my Instagram marketing firm, Elsa Helps.
It's funny because a lot of people...
My name is
We
Ian.
get the point, sir.
A lot of people
try scamming you.
It's funny because a lot of people, the first
Sam.
time they get that, might think that it's like a personal, oh, this guy's reaching out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when you get like 4 of them, it's just now everyone, hopefully there's not anyone who still doesn't realize
I've
it.
had like 40 different names. I just keep deleting them, but these all came in the last day. And then I had this one the other day, which was funny that my name is Titania. Your physique is impressive. I work for Hilma Biocare. We sell anabolic steroids.
Oh, perfect.
Company I've been working for a long period.
You could probably use some more muscle, so you should look into it.
We looking for dealers whom will buy 1,000 to 3,000. We offer the lowest prices. If you
What does that
can't
mean?
buy so much.
1,000 what? 1,000 bottles of steroids?
Yeah, so if I sell steroids to everybody, we get 5%. I get 5% from all the orders.
You're
There
doing
we go.
multi-level marketing with
Christ
steroids?
almighty man.
Here. Like, yeah, it's gonna work.
I'm gonna build a steroid pyramid.
Alright, he's back. The phone's away.
Yeah,
Phone's away.
Ready to go.
This is good. This is our second time with the host.
By the way, never taken steroids a day in my life. Just want to put that out there.
Me
It
neither.
sounded like I was promoting them there for a minute.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Never taken it a day in my life. Never would.
No. I like thinking, we talked a little
Don't do
bit
it, kids.
about this, right? It's like if you have a decent athletic background, you're strong, you're naturally, again, like you develop the strength obviously, but there's just a natural athleticism to you, and you hit a level where you're kind of like a top level athlete, there's not a lot of like motivation to take it.
Yeah.
Unless you're trying to go professional, and maybe it's like the make or break, but I'm the same way, man. Like I said, I'm a lighter guy, I have a big bench press. So like for me, I've never wanted to take steroids because like it was like people were like, man, like your bench press is like a steroid bench press.
Yeah.
Right? But a lot of people like get if people who go into the gym and they're benching 225 and they're kind of all around that like decent level, people want to feel like they want to separate themselves, and then you don't have it, it's tough, right? Because people want to feel important, man. They want people looking around.
I think, separating yourself with use of steroids is just like...
I know, but again, if they're bench pressing 400 pounds, man, people are looking at it.
Yeah,
That's the
absolutely.
thing.
Yeah.
Regardless if you're on steroids or not. And people
I
are
guess if
kinda-
you're not in any kind of competition or something that you're rewarded for this, then fine, do whatever you want.
Yeah,
but-
if you take steroids, just be open about it. You don't got to go tell Walk of Ham Gym I'm going to take steroids.
Yeah.
But I don't want people coming up to you like, hey, what do you do? Like, what do you eat? What do you...
Nice to meet you, Jim.
Nice to meet you, Jim.
Jimmy takes steroids?
That's an aggressive way to announce yourself.
Jimmy Juice.
Jimmy Juice, double J, right?
Yeah, J.
But yeah, I hate when people are on juice and they give like nutrition advice. Not like saying they don't know nutrition, but don't blur the lines, like black and white it and say, hey man, like, just so you know, I am on illegal supplementation.
Yeah.
But this is my nutrition on it. I do eat pretty well. Here's my workout program, whatever it is. But again, don't give a naive kid the idea that like, hey, he can eat cheat meals all the time.
It's easy. Just pop some steroids.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the thing.
Well, fuck, the steroids are so
Jacked.
good now that like you take some of them, you could pick your teeth and grow muscle. You know what I mean? Like, you really can.
As well.
I literally just said pop steroids, but I don't even know. Is it like pill form or you shoot it up?
You
or?
shoot them in your ass. Most
Your
of them.
ass.
Now, there's oral ones now, but in the good old days,
You know a lot
Used
about
to
this
have to-
subject, sir.
Are you sure you
Yeah.
have never used?
I was born like this.
I believe him. I feel like Matt's a pretty authentic guy.
I don't look like a steroid. Like I've honestly never taken a steroid.
No, I believe you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could identify it. Like,
a blessing
pick someone
and a curse.
that guy
You
takes
could.
steroids.
You could. If for the majority of the time you can see if someone's used. They're very well rounded. You know, like their shoulders are just really round.
But you can also
their
look that
arms.
way naturally. Like,
It's difficult.
yeah, no, it's hard.
Balls.
Just
check
well,
it
yeah.
out.
You tell them to show
Sorry.
me your nuts. And you figure it out.
I was running on the assumption that everyone is clothed when I'm identifying. who
No.
is on steroids.
I don't know where you work out.
It's usually naked.
You got to work out in some better places.
Yeah. But we got some good subjects today.
All right,
Yeah.
fire one up.
Maybe some controversial ones, some would say.
Aren't they always?
Aren't they always? But that's
You guys, you never know. You never
this
know.
was Mike's idea.
What, 2 athletes and a mic?
Yeah, this is the mic.
Two athletes
of
and
the-
2 mics.
Yeah, it just kind of
This
came up
mic
in
is still here.
conversation.
This mic is still here.
This mic is still
We're
here. Maybe, except, you know what? It should be replaced. I don't know if I should just get
This is a staple.
I tried to wear a matching color to the wall so that I just kind of
It's
blend in.
Just a
Blend in.
head.
I don't even know
Just a floating head on the wall.
It's like that Homer gif where he just disappears into the bushes.
Our favorite gift. Our
That
favorite
was a
one.
good one. But yeah, we can talk about overweight, out of shape cops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pet peeve.
And we'll get into the fitness professionals as well.
Yep.
We can kind of blur the lines between the two and just kind of go over if you're doing something physical that requires some sort of.
Let's just bucket into out of shape people who should be in shape.
Yeah. I'm just gonna come right out and say it.
Yeah.
If you're a police officer
It's like-
Going
and you are overweight, take care of yourself, handle your shit, and do something about it because you are representing your city, you're representing your police force, and you are an embarrassment. Get yourself in shape. There.
So let
Embarrassment.
that
Dude,
settle.
I'm sorry. I feel very strongly about this. Like, you are in a position where your responsibility is to protect the public. And I know you have a gun and you have a fast car, and that's all well and good, but it boggles my mind that you could be in a job, you could be in an occupation where, in all likelihood, one day, and I understand that they're not running after criminals every day, but in all likelihood, some point in your career will come a time where your livelihood, well-being, potentially even your life, may depend on your level of fitness or your level of individual performance. And it boggles my fucking mind that you could be in that role and not care about your own level of performance.
So should they?
It's mind-boggling.
Okay, so going off that, should they have some level of be able to defend themselves, like some sort of fighting ability?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, I kind of agree.
Yeah,
like,
that-
but you'll
that has
see it,
to be
man.
there.
Like you'll see people that cops. I guarantee, man, they don't know. Not all of them know how to throw a punch, or they know how to grapple, or they know how to choke someone out. Maybe they have like one little choke technique in a perfect situation.
Yeah, I
This
think
is
they,
how you.
I, think
you know
they-
what?
I don't
I think-
know for sure, but I would imagine they probably learned their self-defense
Sure.
techniques very early in their
but
I think a
career.
lot of them-
self-defense is different than like actually like.
I think a lot of them probably have a decent amount of training there. It's just like, but it doesn't really matter if you can choke a guy out or grapple a guy. You can't catch him, then that's a
both.
problem. You
I want-
can't-
I want both,
You can't
man.
pin him to the ground. That's
But
a
there's
problem.
more,
don't
there's
know,
more
like-
situations that are one-on-one, like you're going to get an aggressive, hostile person, maybe you get pull them over and they're drunk, that you're going to get physical with, than chasing someone down the fucking street. How often do you see someone
Yeah.
get chased down the street? Like,
And I know you
both
have
are
a
important.
fucking taser, but at the end of the day, wouldn't it be nice if you didn't have to use it and you could
Well, that's the
actually
thing, especially
handle it?
nowadays, man.
When you like it honestly, it just boils my blood when you see like an OPP officer pull a car over on the side of the road and some 250-pound slob gets out who clearly not only does he not take care of himself, but doesn't even exercise remotely, with the exception of walking from their car to hit the other car on the side of the highway. I feel like it is irresponsible. I feel like it's despicable that you can be in that type of physical condition representing your province as a law enforcement officer, and I don't give a shit if it offends people. I don't care if it pisses people off, because I think it's ridiculous. I think there should be annual fitness testing that is mandatory for every police officer in the province, in the country, even in your region, that they have to pass in order to be on a patrol. If you want to sit behind a fucking desk, be as fat as you want to be. I couldn't care less. But if you want to be on the road representing your city, representing and protecting your province, get your shit together. Do something about
Prime
it.
Minister Bacon right there.
Do something about
Prime
it.
Minister tell right.
I'm not saying you have to be the epitome of physical fitness. I'm just saying have a measure of, like, have a fitness level that is what most people would consider moderately acceptable. And I don't think I'm alone in thinking this. I think most people would agree with me.
Yeah. And the people that defend that are fucking retards.
They're fat cops. That's it.
Yeah. Or fat people that are just like, fuck it.
No, I don't know how you could defend it. Like, if you're selling insurance at a firm in Toronto and you're that's totally fine.
Yeah.
That is your prerogative. You can do whatever you want.
You better know how to fucking sell insurance. You better be good at knowing the insurance rates and all that stuff, right?
Absolutely.
That's your profession. When I go to a financial advisor, I expect them to be, intelligent in the subject of finances, right? There's just a...
And they probably have to prove that they have their certification in that area. Everyone has designations, and they have to recertify every now and then. And I think the tough part is, how do you identify what's the threshold? Like, what defines you're in good enough shape to be a cop that can protect us and represent us well, and the other side is, you're not.
I think you have some very standard physical fitness measurements that you put in place, and if they can't pass them, that's it.
And like Matt said, like, you almost do like a yearly thing, right? It's like, hey man, like, this is the standard.
Basic human movement. Like, if you can't run a 9-minute mile, I'm not saying a 6-minute mile. If you can't run a 9-minute mile, even 8, I'd say, is acceptable. You should be able to run an 8-minute mile as a police officer. If you can't do 30 push-ups without stopping, if you can't do 5 pull-ups, you know what I mean? Like, just basic physical fitness requirements.
Yeah.
If you can't do those things, you should not have a gun, a badge, a fast car, and the responsibility of protecting the public.
You owe it to yourself as well. Like,
absolutely,
you're putting yourself in more danger by not being in shape.
Absolutely.
They have initial testing, right? To get
but it's a fucking joke. It's a joke. Like, have you ever seen what the cops go through? It's like a little obstacle course, and it's a joke. Like, you go in there and you do it. Like, you could literally do that damn thing in your sleep. It's a joke. Now, I understand you're a fit guy. But you see some of the people that pass this test, and you'd be like, if I was the one selecting, I'd be like, how the fuck did you... No, you don't pass. Just, no. There's no way.
So you're saying tighten up the scrutiny on that.
Make the
test
testing
and
harder.
Do it every year, 2 years maybe, whatever.
Yeah. But they need people, right? They're constantly recruiting, so you can't discriminate on fitness level as much as you probably should be able to. But there needs to be... I guarantee you, like... 40% or more of any police force probably could not pass that fitness test 10 years into their career. Mm-hmm. There are lots of cops, and don't get me wrong, there are lots of cops that are in fantastic shape.
Yeah.
I'm not, and that's amazing. Great, keep it up. But there is a significant enough amount that are in horrible physical condition that it is beyond embarrassing. And I feel the same way about firefighters.
Yeah.
But
that's the crossover, like you said, man. Like, when it gets to a point where, like, people are in need of these positions, what's the solution? We need more cops. We need new trainers.
Yeah, but I also think that if you knew you had annual fitness requirements that you had to hit, you would work way harder to keep yourself in shape. If your job or your ability to do what you wanted to do in your job depended in part by you passing these physical fitness requirements, you telling me you wouldn't train harder, you wouldn't work out a little bit?
Wouldn't.
Of course they would.
But again, if the hierarchy gets so... And again, I'm with you, man. Like, I want...
Oh, I know you are.
But if there's a standard that's like, it's a high bar, naturally you're probably going to have less people pass it.
I'm not saying a high bar. Have a fucking bar. Yeah. Have a bar.
But what if they...
There's no bar right now.
The bar's on the ground.
There's no,
What if they've literally done the research? I have no clue. They've done the research like, hey, when we have a higher standard, we have a huge deficit of cops. We need more cops.
And then you have more of a problem potentially.
Then what happens, right? I'm just playing devil's advocate here for the sake of, like, hey, like, we have a standard at this, but now we're only getting so many applicants, so many people are passing. We have a shortage of cops. What do we do within the city? Then it becomes that black and white, like, well, hey, we want fit cops, but we don't have enough cops to be fit. And it's like, we can't force people to get fit. They can be like, fuck, I don't want to be a cop. I can't pass it.
Right.
So what do we do? I don't know if that's the situation. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully we have enough fucking fit people that want to be a police officer.
I don't think if you tightened up the fitness requirements a little bit in the initial application process, that I don't think it would affect the numbers all that much.
People are lazy as fuck. Let's remember that.
And I understand that there is it has switched far more, or leaning now far more to the psychological requirements of the job, right? They want good people over strong fit people now.
And I get that. Slap people around, like right? The fuck around, you slap.
You see it in the news all the time, like what's going on.
And I get that, but at the same time, like come on, man, it cannot like. You cannot have a 280-pound cop walking the road at 6'1". Like it is just nonsense. Come on.
And honestly, maybe that's what it is. You need to draw the line somewhere. Like even if that bar is taken from very close to the ground where it is right now, and just raise it a bit.
Yeah.
And like over time, you can just you don't have to go 0 to 100 all at once. Totally. But like let's weed out the ones that are clearly putting everyone in danger by.
So then we can go off that and talk about like fitness professionals. And fitness professional, we see that quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who gave you guys certification, but
we talk about
I'm clearly the only athlete.
We talk about that low standard, sir. But yeah, but I've worked at gyms, man, where like they're so fucking desperate that the manager's getting pressured by their VP, by their executive and regional manager, like, hey, we need more trainers, get more people in. Like I get trainers that aren't certified for a few months.
Yeah.
Hey, you like fitness? You've heard about fitness?
Yeah.
Good enough for me.
Dude, I used to be the FM at Good Life, right? Yeah. The fitness manager at Good Life way back. And I remember one time our demand for personal training far exceeded our ability to supply it. Right. Yeah. And so I got a call from the regional office because we had a whole bunch of people backlogged and we weren't servicing them. And that was a problem. But I got a call and they said, I need you to hire 2 people by Friday. Like, okay, but I don't have 2 people by Friday. Well, you got a stack of resumes. Yeah, but they're all shit.
Yeah.
And he was like, you don't understand. You need to hire 2. Like, you need to hire 2 people by Friday. Now, I interviewed probably 15 people throughout that week, and I hired 2. And I'm not shitting you. The 2 people I hired, I'm looking down his resume, no fitness experience whatsoever, no coaching experience. Mm-hmm. And what it came down to, I was like, did you ever play sports growing up? And he was like, well, I played high school football. I'm like, all right, okay, let's give this a go. The other guy was in like the Army.
Good enough for me.
The other guy was in cadets. Yeah. Cadets and could do, a burpee. So I was like, okay, fine. This guy, this guy,
the cadets guy?
Yeah, the cadets guy. His name was Dave. And I don't remember his last name. Really good guy. Like,
well, nice you probably shouldn't call him
nice guy. And actually, aerobically fairly fit, but with a smaller guy.
Aerobically fairly fit.
Good lung capacity.
Yeah, good endurance. He could run. But he had no idea what he was doing on a gym floor. Yeah. But had spent probably all his life or all his career in cadets doing fucking burpees, push-ups, and running. And so I had him put me through a workout, and I said I want you to put I need a barbell movement in here, something to show me that you have some type of knowledge.
Don't tell me you couldn't lift the barbell.
No, so listen to this. So he goes, okay, we're going to do a back squat. And I was like, perfect, beautiful, that's awesome. Oh, that's good. So he picks up the bar, he puts 10-pound plates on each side of the bar, and he picks up the bar, this is 100% true, and steps back, takes 2 steps away from the rack, goes into a squat, and just fucking bails on the floor. The bar goes 15 feet away, and I'm just standing there watching him sprawl on the floor, the bar rolling, everybody in the room just looking at us, and he's just and I hired him. He worked there. Yeah.
So when can you start?
Yeah. All right, first day's Monday, Dave. Good show. No, but it's I had at my last place of employment, we had a coach. I was supposed to be the one in charge of hiring the coaches, but again, we were hiring out of desperation, which is never good. So the owners, the regional owners, decided that they were going to hire this one girl coach. And I walked in to one of my gyms that I was managing, and she was coaching on the floor that morning, with very little training. She's already running a workout. And I just kind of glanced over, and I didn't really put it together. And then the girl behind the desk was like, have you seen the new coach? And I looked over and I'm like, that her? And then I realized that she was obviously in uniform. I was like, God damn it. Like, she was probably 5'2", 190 pounds.
Yeah.
And she was in there just screaming over a microphone, just hollering. And I was like,
and it goes both ways too. Like I don't want to see someone doesn't know how to move. Right? We've seen really extremely skinny people, but they don't have no athletic background.
Right.
They don't know how to move well. They have no functional movement pattern.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, that's fucking unacceptable. Like I don't care if you look good on Instagram and you can pose a certain way. Like, no, you're not a fitness professional.
You look like a baby deer when you're trying to lunge.
Yeah,
that's not a good look.
No.
I think on this one, like we talked about cops, I think the line for cops should be higher than someone in the fitness industry, because I think there is something to be said about your ability to motivate people and your knowledge. Like, you could be knowledgeable and know how to move, but you haven't done it in a while because you've been busy with life, and I think that's fine. I don't think it's as required as it might be for someone whose job is protective.
It's like a football coach. You see a lot of fat.
Others.
And you're like, hey man, like this guy's they've played the game before. They know the game. They know the X's and O's. They can lead and motivate and inspire.
But it's a little bit different, though, because you're in an environment where people are looking to you to set the example aesthetically. Because whether we want to admit it, whether we like it or not, this is an industry that is aesthetically driven.
Like they don't sell us 60-year-old trainers.
Well, you do sometimes, but it's
a lot.
But it's an aesthetically driven industry, right? And I know if I was somebody who was walking into the gym for the first time and I was looking to drop $1,000 on my next 12 personal training sessions, and I walked in, they're like, hey, we want you to meet your trainer Zach, and Zach comes out and Zach's 6'1", 290, I'm gonna look at Zach and go like, holy fuck, like, you're telling me if I give you a few grand, like what, I'm gonna look like you? No. No, Zach, no, this isn't gonna work out.
People would react that way.
I want an example. Like, just especially if you're leading a group fitness class, for example, and you are not in good shape. If you don't look the part, people don't believe that you know what you're doing. That's the problem with it.
I have a friend who it actually takes this industry even that much further, and how aesthetically motivated it can be. He went into a GNC, that's what it is, right? The supplement store. And this is like 3-4 years ago. He was telling me this, and he says, The guy who came up to me, he was telling me he wasn't jacked, he didn't have any muscles. He's just like, I just left. I'm like, I don't trust what he has to tell me. I'm like, I got a bit of an argument with him. I'm like, but he might know a lot about the product and what it can do for you. He's like, it doesn't matter.
You see a lot of kinesiology students are not jacked people. They're smart individuals. Yeah. They know the biochemistry. Yeah. They understand how the body works.
But you know what? On that topic, I will say flat out that some of the worst coaches I've ever hired in my life were the ones with the most academic knowledge.
Okay.
No, they were. Like, the people who come in, they're like, I'm a recent kin grad, or I have a degree in exercise science. And don't get me wrong, some of them are amazing coaches.
Yeah.
I'm just saying some of the worst coaches I've ever seen were the ones with the most academic experience, because they can tell you the Latin name for every fucking tendon in the body, but they can't teach a back squat. Like, what good are you to me on the floor if you can't teach what we're trying to do here?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I understand that you might be book smart, and that's great. You could lecture on this fucking sliding filament theory. I get that. Awesome. But if you can't cue somebody on how to move properly, you're behind the 8 ball. I don't want you. And I'd rather have somebody with extensive practical experience than academic knowledge.
And I know that you know this, but like, obviously on the flip side, you can have someone who's in great shape and looks amazing and clearly can do it for themselves, but can't coach worth a shit.
Right.
So, yeah.
Both ends of the spectrum.
Being a good athlete does not make you a good coach.
No.
Take Wayne Gretzky.
It's true. But yeah, I think there's definitely the aspect, like, if you're in the gym, like, you just want to look. You want to take some pride in yourself, or that's a characteristic in itself, right? If you're in the gym and you're out of shape, or you don't know how to do proper movements, it's like, well, that's concerning to me.
It's like if your financial advisor it's like if your financial advisor was bankrupt. He's like, I just filed bankruptcy.
That's actually a good example.
Certain standards, like, I know you can kind of preach, but like at the end of the day, man, like you don't have enough pride in yourself to actually apply the knowledge.
Yeah,
that's concerning.
That's the question, that you're looking at somebody who's, if they're an out of shape trainer, you're looking and you're going like, well, why don't you?
Because again, nowadays with trainers, man, you're not only looking for the physical, you're looking for the mental stability too. In terms of like, coaching. You know, you want someone who's like mentally, emotionally there that they can motivate you and drive you not only from a physical level, but on a personal, emotional, spiritual level too, right? You want someone, you know what I mean, in some realm to kind of get you kind of moving in that direction.
We've talked about this a lot.
For sure, man. Like, you want someone that's like, it's life coaching type stuff. You know, like people gravitate to someone that's got their life together. If I'm looking for advice for someone and their life's all scattered all over the place, I don't discredit what they're telling me, but I definitely
have to work hard to get your trust.
I lose a little bit of that trust and that credibility for me. It's like
positive people affect positivity, right? Mm-hmm. And so I had a coach in the past. This was last year, and she came in, and one of the members said, you know, oh, how's it going? That was it. You know, expecting her to just say, "Oh, it's great," you know, and that's, you know, your standard stock answer.
Yeah.
And she said, like, "Oh, I'm just like it's not a good day today. I'm depressed. I had a fight with my boyfriend, and okay, like, it's real shit. Yeah, I get it. And you want there's a fine line between being honest, but you can't deliver that message when you're trying to motivate people, especially when, you know, through anything physical, whether, you know, you're a coach on the football field or you're a coach in the gym.
People come here for an escape, man. They don't want to hear your
absolutely.
Bullshit. You put it aside.
And I was you know, I was upset about it. I talked to her reasonably, but I just explained to her, like, I don't care. I care. Well, I shouldn't say that. I care what's going on in your daily life. I mean, I do. And if you want to talk to me about it in the office, I will sit and I will listen and I will help in any way I can. Mm-hmm. But they don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
They might want to hear that if you're having coffee with them because they understand that you're a human being. Yeah. Shit happens. But when you're in here, you are a consummate professional and you don't bring your shit in here. If your dog dies that morning, I'm horribly sorry. I feel terrible for you. Mm-hmm. And call me and I will find a solution for you to not come to work. But if you come in here, it's just one of those jobs where you accept that responsibility day one, where you got to be able to just fake it that day. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to shut your emotions off, just do your job, go to work, and not let it affect your performance. Right? And that's a tough thing to do. And I've had to do that many times, and I probably failed at it many times. Mm-hmm. But it's something that you have to be able to do, or at least attempt to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
And that goes for any profession. Hey, I'd just like to comment on that first topic, the cop thing.
Fat cops?
Yeah, like I was like, oh, maybe it's just this spot. Like, it feels way more intense in here with Matt going on this rant about it without, maybe it's different perspective, but no, it actually settled down. So maybe that was the most animated.
Matt, he gets going. He gets...
no, I feel very strongly about it. You know, like, it's not a fucking Police Academy movie. Get your shit together.
Yeah.
You know, like, you need to, I don't know, like...
Police Academy movies are pretty funny, though.
I know, but you are like, I was in, and this one's not terrible. But we were in Buffalo a couple days ago, and over Mother's Day, and I saw one cop walking in the parking lot.
I won't say that.
Oh yeah, it's quite a nice city, you know. Yeah, there's still pockets that are run down, but you know, it's got some great areas.
Yeah.
But I saw, you know, a police officer walking through the parking lot, and I swear to God, like, if he wasn't dead, you'd be like, that is John motherfucking Candy. That is John Candy in a police officer's uniform. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how do you... If you're the chief or whatever the superior officer of the department is, like, how do you go, like, hey, Johnson, you're going, like...
Everyone's protected now, man. You call him fat, the guy will call abuse, man. He'll go on...
He'll
go on stress relief for the next 6 years. Yeah. Paying him. You're like, this is the world we live in, man. You can't touch anyone. You can't talk to them a certain way. They'll claim... everything, man, under the sun, rather than take responsibility.
Yeah.
World we live in.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Changing.
It is, yeah. You have to be very, I have a friend of mine who's a...
what time we got here? We got 1:11.
He's the head coach of a school down the States, the hockey program of a school just outside of Boston. And I was talking to him about this, and he said, he's like, Matt, because he also teaches a couple classes down there, like he's a professor as well as the hockey coach. And he said, Matt, like, if I have a female student that comes into my office during my office hours, he's like, I leave the door open every single time. He's like, I will never close a door anymore with a female student in my office. Because so many teachers have been accused, either rightly or wrongly, of some type of sexual assault or making advances onto another or on a female student, that he's like, I won't even take that chance. He's like, if the door's closed, there's a witness in there with me. If there's one, you know, more than one teacher, then that's fine, I'll close the door. But he's like, if it's just me and a female student, I don't care if I've taught her for 3 years, that door stays open.
Avoiding
and that's I get it from his perspective. I also get it from the student's perspective. You know, like I have 3 daughters. I understand, and especially
when I come in here with Matt, I don't fucking close it.
I wouldn't either.
That door's wide open.
He actually invited me into the episode for that reason.
You're gonna come back, right? Perfect. All right, that's gonna end this one. That was a good episode. Good job, Mike.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Bro.
Yeah,
Episode
fun.
7. Good shit.
I hope I contributed well.
Alright. That was good.
get yourself in shape.
Did we get that last part?
We better have. Yeah, still going.
Can you cut the start of it by a tad in order to get